All right, so planning to do my camping trip tomorrow, so I thought I'd come out and get some firewood cut up ahead of time, you know, prepare for success. So we've harvested firewood before, and we left the smaller stuff, so I'm going to cut some of that down, or up, it's already down, with my handy dandy little baby saw, using this one, which I normally use for kindling, but this should work too. Get all ready for tomorrow night. All right, my little chainsaw's battery died, but I did manage to get quite a bit. Beautiful morning. Okay, well, it's afternoon now, though I don't know what time it is, but all right. So this should be enough to get me started tomorrow, but I'll still have to cut some more firewood tomorrow, but this is a good start. Yes, Puppy, no stick right now. Let's go, Pop-Up. Well, I didn't actually make a big enough spot for this, so having to cut down some more. Remove it. Okay then, they're just popping right out. Well, that works. Okay, so when I was pushing this umbrella, it's an umbrella setup. I was really struggling with it, and I didn't realize the camera had fallen down outside, so I'm going to show here what we do. This is actually it's screwed into here, and you've got this bolt or knob or whatever it's called that's up here to tighten this, and you're supposed to push up with this and pull down with this so that you have two opposite actions going on here, and that pushes the roof up. Now, having said that, I'm 5 foot, and also, oh, and after you're done, you just unscrew this and you're set. But because I'm so short and I don't have a whole lot of strength, what I should have done was basically take a piece of wood, step on it with a piece of rope, holding this down so that my body weight would hold this down while I was pushing this up. That'll be a next time, but lesson learned, practice at home before you go out with the tent. Hi, puppies. This is a really well-made box. Now, I've not opened this yet either. Alrighty. Alright, gloves off again. Okay, this is the case for it. Yeah, really nice packaging they have for this. And part of the reason I have not practiced at home before setting this up was because the videos I've watched, get out of there, the videos I've watched, they're pretty easy. Ashtray. They provide you with gloves. Ah, there we go. Make it easy for yourself, Michelle. Ta-da! See how much easier that is when you take things out the right way? A nice little ash scoop. And the spark arrestor. That is. All right, let's now. All right, legs up. Ta-da! Now, this here, these come out. They're basically extras. My understanding is that, let's say the glass breaks, you have these to use. I have to look that up again, but I think that's what that was about. So they provided a protective flooring. So this sits here. Make sure you don't get any sparks on your nice floor. It's kind of cool because it has glass sides so that you can see your fire. I can't do this with gloves on because of the Velcro, which is great, but it sticks to my gloves.
Shoot.
It's getting... I think I'm gonna have to turn my mat around. Yeah, let me undo this. Well, looks like short people problems. Alrighty, now, there we go. Okay, there you have it. All right, I think all my firewood is too long. So what I'll do is get this burned out, basically just using bark. Well, this is my first burn on this stove, and I'm supposed to burn it 15 to 20 minutes to get any of the oils out. Another thing on my list of things to bring with me is a little broom. It's still not burning. Burning nicely. Well, it's finally chilling out time. It's 10 after 5, and I'm finally settled in here with firewood and water, food. I'm going to get ready to cook some food, last night's leftovers. It is currently outside -10, and inside, I don't know, -51. I don't know if that shows or not. But it's -51 inside right now. It was 16 when I first started trying to get wood going in here. Anyway, so right now I'm going to relax a little bit, heat up some dinner, maybe have a cup of hot chocolate and do some reading. I'll be back in just a few minutes to show you what I'm cooking for dinner. All right, so cooking dinner here. And let's see. This is leftovers from last night, just some ground beef with mushroom sauce and serrano peppers and red onions. I added a little water just to thin this down so it'll cook easier. But this stove is awesome. It's heating me right out of the place. Okay. My light is above me. I should probably try to move that down so you could see better. But, oh. Don't have anything really good to hang my lantern with. It hangs up here, but then it leaves it kind of dark down here. So anyway, let's do this. My cute little stove here is heating me out of house and home. Right now it is 68 in here and minus 11 outside. Awesome sauce. I also believe that when I was setting up the stove, I must have missed a piece of styrofoam somewhere because this nasty black stuff was melting down. It stopped now, but I don't know. I must have missed something in there. I'll use my little Lux lantern here. I'll find some place to put it. I just don't know where. Anyway, I'll sit it to the side. And here's my food. Get this up here. Nope. Alright, so here's dinner tonight. This was leftovers from last night. It was ground beef with rice and serrano peppers, red onions, and garlic, salt, and pepper. It was so tasty. So that's just about ready now. You can see all the little bubblies. The stove is absolutely amazing. Right now, it is 74 degrees in here. Woo-wee! I think I'm gonna have a good night tonight. "20 minutes to 9, minus 17 outside, 92 in here." I did have to open windows. Oh, about 20 minutes to 9, quarter to 9, and I'm going to turn everything off. I just loaded the stove. I'm not sure how long this lasts. It is a small stove, so I don't know. We'll see how much sleep I get tonight. But I'm going to curl up with a book and drift off to sleep. Night night, folks. Oh, good morning, everyone. It is 9:25, and it was a warm night in here. Though every couple hours, hour and a half or so, I had to feed the stove because it is such a small stove. But at one point last night, it was 105 degrees in here and 27 below outside. Look at that. I have my water going for coffee. And after I have my coffee, I'm going to make breakfast because coffee first before anything else. And right now it is 63 and minus 29 outside. Alrighty, time for coffee. This is my camping mix. Instant coffee, powdered milk, and half a packet of hot chocolate. Okay, it's not just my camping mix. I drink this every day. Sometimes I have the hot chocolate. Sometimes I don't. This is my very first Alaskan cup I bought. It's been 30 years ago now. Somehow I've managed to keep this intact without breaking it. That first sip of coffee is the best sip of coffee of the entire day. Now I'm going to just enjoy this for a little bit. It is currently in here. Where'd I put the... Oh, here we go. It is right now 76 inside and minus 30 outside. It got to a whopping 105 degrees in here last night. I had fallen asleep without turning down the damper because I was waiting for it to start to get some flame going. Anyway, 105 degrees. It was a little toasty in here last night. All right, now that I've had my coffee, now it's time for me to make my breakfast. And what I have here is sausage that I had canned. So I'm gonna have a little bit of that. Get that here on the stove. I think in the future I may bring a board to sit underneath the stove because the front has sunk down some and my oil is all leaning towards the front of the pan. So, not anything I can really do about it right now. It's just something to think about in the future. Let that break down some. Oops. These were Costco sausages. I can't remember what they were called now, but they were on sale. So I bought a bunch of them and canned them. I think this is the last jar I have. And I figured I'd save it for something special, and then I figured again, camping video, my very first ever tent winter camping video was probably special enough to use this. Oh, let that break down some. All right, next up are eggs from my chickens. It took them forever to give me a couple eggs, but they finally did it. One egg. And you see I'm reaching around the stovepipe. I think next time I do this, I am going to actually turn the stove so it goes lengthwise rather than out. Now, kind of has its pros and cons. If it sits the way it does right now, it's easy for me to just reach over and throw some pieces of wood in it at night. But on the other hand, it's a whole lot easier to cook if it's facing the other way. Yeah. It is now minus 31 outside. Jiminy crickets, it's cold out. Broken sunny side over whatever you call it, but it'll still taste good. Alright, now, because I forgot to bring a plate with me last night, I just have to scoop this into my Tupperware container from dinner. It does not help being at an odd angle. Ta-da! Yum yum! Mmm. Yeah, breakfast always tastes better when you're camping. Oh, all right, now that I've had breakfast and coffee, and I'm having my second cup of coffee, it is right now 11:30 our time, and it's minus 30 outside, 85 in here, and truthfully, normally I'm always out and about this time, but minus 30 and my tent is so warm, I don't want to go outside. Anyway, I wanted to let everybody know RBM sent me this tent and stove to review because they watch our channel and saw that I wanted to do solo tent camping. So they said, well, we'll send you this tent and stove if you do a review for us. I was like, wow, that sounds good. We looked on the website and saw how nice their tents were and thought, well, that's a great idea. And we said, okay. I have to tell you, I like this tent so very much that I wanted to get their this is the up to mini they sent me. It's pretty much good for one person and a stove. I wouldn't say two people could fit in here because you could fit two people in here without a stove, or two very loving people in a big sleeping bag, but you'd probably have to go outside to get your firewood. So it is a small one. It's perfect for one person, really. Now, I wanted to get the up 5 and, you know, with the larger stove, larger tent, but apparently the company is very far behind in orders and they don't know when they're going to get that particular tent in stock. So anyway, this tent has kept me warm all night long. There is some frost around the bottom of it, but that comes from stuff being up against it like firewood. I had even brought another sleeping bag just in case this stove didn't actually keep me warm in here, but it did get up to 105 in here last night, so obviously it can keep the place warm. And that was because I fell asleep and left the damper open. So I spent most of the night awake. It's kind of a learning curve how to use a little tiny stove like this. Now, this is a small stove that comes with the up to mini, and it works wonderfully. But you have to keep loading it every hour and a half to 2 hours, so to speak. And like I said, there's a little bit of a learning curve knowing when to close, how far to close the damper. And it will also probably depend on the wood where you are. Where we are, we have spruce and birch. Neither of those are particularly long burning woods. So anyway, I went to look something up. The tent itself weighs 37 pounds and sleeps up to 4 people. This is the up to mini. Now, those 4 people would be in sleeping bags, pretty crammed together, and no wood stove. So, I would say this would be something for the summertime, if you're going to have that many people in here. But at any rate, I can't remember how much the stove weighs, so I can tell you it's not very heavy. Otherwise, I wouldn't have been able to lift it. The tent has, let me put my coffee down. Ooh. It has double wall insulation, lots and lots of places to store and stuff. I got there, here, got 2 of these, and there, and there. And then you have the door. Down here is a little air vent to make sure you have fresh air flowing, which wasn't too much of a problem for me last night because I kept opening and closing the windows because I couldn't quite regulate the heat the way I wanted to in here. Now here I can show you how the double wall insulation works by opening this window. There's your air mosquito screen thingamabobber. And this is where you have the two walls. And then you have yet another window for, I guess, some more air because I don't see a way to, I don't think this opens here, but there you have it. Double wall. And that's what helps keep this tent so nice and warm, is having these two walls. It is absolutely awesome. And they provide you, not only does the part for your wood stove have this back here, but they also provide you with a floor. Oh, wait, I'm holding this camera. All right, there's the floor that's separate, that comes with, I mean, separate as in it's not part of this, it's a separate piece. All right, I'm gonna head home. I've decided not to take this tent down because I want to come out here and do a little more camping. Maybe try out a few more things. You know, maybe like getting a piece of wood underneath that stove.
Well, thanks everybody for watching. Michelle will be back with more camping videos. She is totally in love with her new RBM hot tent, and she's strategizing new things to try out. So be sure and join us for that. But thanks for watching. If you would like this video, share it, leave us a comment, and above all, subscribe to the channel. We'll catch you next time, right here on Alaska Bush Living.